Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad to be back. I know that some of you know I wasn't feeling well last week, and a lot of that has to do with my thyroid. Once again, it's kind of a constant battle with that, coupled with menopause. Some of you ladies know how difficult that can be. So I didn't have a virus or anything like that. I was just really exhausted and really wiped out, and there was no way I was going to be able to get a good video out to you guys. So, and I want to bring you guys good content. So if I'm not up to par, I would rather just not have anything than to bring you something that's not so great. So I hope you all are doing well. I want to welcome all the new subscribers who've come over to my channel, and I want to thank um, all these channels who have given me mentions and shout outs. I am so grateful to you guys for thinking of me and my tiny little channel. And it just warms my heart that you would do that for me. And I want to thank you all so, so very much. You guys just have really blessed me in that way. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you find encouragement and inspiration here. And if you wouldn't mind giving me a like and subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed, and share this content with others if you know somebody that would be interested in this type of content. So I'm kind of turning the page on my content here, my decor content. I want to go in a little bit of a different direction. Now, I know that I'm sure a lot of you are probably on a budget, and buying brand new decor is not always in the budget for you, because I feel the same way. And now with, gas prices going up, and, there's so much going on. I don't want to get into all the humdrums, but we all know what's going on. And um, our budgets might be not what they used to be. So I'm kind of going in a little bit of a different direction. I'm looking more at thrifting items, marketplace, consignment shops, flea markets, yard sales, garage sales, all of that kind of thing, to see what we can find. Because I have recently found two beautiful items for such incredible prices. Um, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be styling those pieces. But I want to show you that you can find great pieces out there for much less and in beautiful condition, like brand new. So I think that's where I'm going to be heading a little bit. I'm sort of going a little bit more looking for vintage too. I love vintage items also. Um, but I don't want to do complete vintage. So I like to mix that in because I love adding pieces in that bring good memories from years ago. Maybe you have good memories, pieces can bring you good memories that you had with your family, your mom, your dad, your aunts and uncles, you know. So I want to go in that direction. So, guys, let me know what you think of that idea. Okay, friends. So, what have I thrifted? This is probably a couple of weeks ago, but I've been sitting on these items. Can't wait to show you. So these are thrifted from Facebook Marketplace. So as you know, I've mentioned this before, that I do scan through Marketplace in my local areas, looking for items that I may like. So I found these two items. Okay, the first one is this rooster. Yes, another rooster. I'm always looking for roosters. I'm getting into roosters lately, but let me lift him up. He's heavy. He's heavy. He has like that crackle finish on him. He is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Show you the back. He is absolutely gorgeous. And he was only $15. So, and not too far from me either. I love the color on him, and you can't beat that price. You cannot. I mean, I don't know how much. I'm thinking. I did a little Google Lens search um, on him to see if I could find an exact match to try to figure out where he's from, because there's no information anywhere, not on the bottom, anywhere. So what I found was that there are similar ones, but they go for like I think $100 plus. So he's heavy. He feels like he's part ceramic and maybe poly something. But really just a beautiful piece to add to your decor. So, like I said, just keep your eyes open, and the warmer weather's coming. So check garage sales and yard sales. A lot of people are going to be, cleaning out in the warmer weather, getting rid of things. So, keep your eyes open for, things like that. Okay, the next piece is, it's really big, is this chicken wire cloche. It's pretty tall. But this is it. And this one, she was asking 25 and I offered her 20 and she accepted that. So it's beautiful. And I know these go for, let's just take the top off so you can see. These go for tons of money, brand new. They're expensive. So I'm gonna say 100 plus. Maybe you can get one for 60, but I don't know about this size. I mean, this is a pretty large one. I'm going to say it's about maybe 34 inches, maybe. Yeah, probably around there. But, you know, I did have to drive a little bit further, but not that far, maybe like 20, 25 minutes. So, and I never go alone. That's another thing. When you're doing marketplace, don't ever pick up alone. I never go alone. I have somebody with me who sits in the car while I get the item and make the exchange, um, just to be on the safe side. And mainly, I work with women. I find a lot of women are selling decor. So always, be aware of that, and also check people's ratings, what other buyers are saying about them. That's another thing to look for. Always look to see their ratings, and, you know, use your intuition. If you feel like something ain't right, don't do it. So, yeah. So, just couple little tips there about Facebook Marketplace. So, anyways, I am thrilled with these items. So, okay, friends, before I forget, I want to give a shout out to a special lady at a special channel. And her name is Lawan, and the name of her channel is Our Home at Young's Crossing. And she is a sweet, wonderful lady. She has a kind spirit, she's soft spoken, and she just has a really kind heart. And I want to let you know a little bit about her channel. She collects vintage items. She has some beautiful vintage items. And her husband live in a beautiful log home that they have built. And I think they built it in the 80s. But so she shares all of that with us. And also, she spends time in her she shed, which she calls her bungalow. And she does crafts in there and maybe some sewing, and she just shares all things life, maybe a little bit of gardening outside too. But please, friends, go over and check out her channel. She needs some support, and I would really greatly appreciate it. And I am so grateful for those who have shared mine. So I just want to give a little bit back to somebody who needs a little bit of support too. So go over there, check her content out, and please like and subscribe. and show her a little bit of support and love. So now let's get on with today's video. Okay, friends, so we are going to be working right here in this space here. This is the edge of my living room. Right ahead of you is my entryway and the hallway. So that's where we are right here. You guys have seen this space before. So yeah, this is where we're working on this end table. The large cloche is going to go here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add this doily. I'm going to put this down. Now all I did was I folded it in half because it's a large one. So I folded it in half and I'm just going to spread it out like this. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going in and I'm going to add the bottom, the base of the cloche. And I'm just going to put it right there because I want it towards the back. Kind of a little bit over that way because we have the white wall back there. So I want to give some, a nice backdrop there for the top of the cloche to give some detail in that area there. Okay, so to that I'm adding this topiary. Now this was another thrift, a marketplace thrift, and it has this pretty pot it comes in. It's very pretty. I did add some lights to it because I want to have a little lights, little twinkly kind of thing going on at night. So they're battery operated. So here's the battery pack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add this into it right here. And then I'm going to take this and just put it out the back because I want it to stay outside of the cloche. So I'm just going to put it there so that I can easily turn it on and off when I need to. Okay, so now I'm going to add the top. I'm just going to put this over the top of it with that wire hanging out the back for my switch. And there's what we have so far. I'm liking it. Okay, friends, I had already made up this bow. I got this ribbon from Amazon. It's not expensive either. You get two. You get this striped one along with this beige one with the white magnolias on it. And it is absolutely beautiful. And I also added in some of this, it's called leaf ribbon, and it's very pretty. And I thought, oh, how pretty that would be in with the bow. So I'm going to add the bow to the top of my cloche. Okay, friends, there it is. It's on the top. And, you can play with this if you want, move it around. I just draped it in with the bow. I didn't actually like tie it in or anything. I just kind of put it in there and it's staying pretty well. So yeah, you can do that and just play around with it, whatever you want to do. I think it just looks so pretty and it adds texture and a nice touch to it. So that's what we have so far. Oh, and I wanted to let you know, I will link these down below. I did start my Amazon storefront, so I'm going to link that in my description box. There's absolutely no pressure to buy anything at all. I have things in there that I have. I also have things in there that are items, for ideas. So, browse through it, see if you get any ideas. There's no pressure to buy at all. So just wanted to give you guys heads up on that. Okay, friends, I changed my mind and I added in this riser here, this tray riser. And actually, I had made this myself. I got one of these trays. They were pretty inexpensive at Walmart a couple years ago. And then I bought the legs off of Amazon, the wood legs, and I just glued them on. So I decided to add that in because I wanted just a little bit of height. Okay, friends, now I'm going in with these two books. One of them is a Charles Spurgeon book. It's pretty old, as you can see. It's like a devotional evening by evening. There's another one, it's morning by morning. My mom has actually both of them, but she gave me this one. And I have a hymnal, a church hymnal. So I'm just going to put those like right there. And on top of that, I'm going to put my hobnail milk jar. So pretty. That was an eBay find. And then I'm going to add some greens. Okay, so I'm going to put a stem here. Put that in there like that. And then one on the other side. There we go. Okay. So that's looking good so far, but we're not done yet. Okay, so now I'm going in with some of these stems. I think they're really pretty. I think I had gotten, it was like a whole bush of them at Michael's. I think that was last year. But like, you know, you can clip them apart and use them for other things. It's a great idea. Now I'm going in with these hydrangea blooms. Go in right there with that. Okay, so after playing with it for a little while, I got it to where I want it to be. So place it and then play around with it and see what, you know, how you want it, you know, because you can always change it. I think that's all we're going to do right here. Okay, so there's the overall look there. I do have a little, well, it's not little, it's a basket I keep extra blankets in, throw blankets. I keep that underneath there. So I think it looks really pretty. Let's turn on the lights though. We didn't turn them on. Okay, the lights are on. So that looks really pretty at night, right? Okay, let's move on now. We're going to go to the console table by the window. Okay, friends, so this is where we're working at the console table in front of the window. Now, underneath I have a basket and I have some throw blankets in there. We have a lot of throw blankets. And I have that one, I crocheted that one on top. My kitty likes to go in there and take naps at times. And there she is. Hi, Willow. Hey, sweetie. And then I have these two lanterns. Some of you may have seen those before. I use them in a tablescape for Easter time. So curtains, guys, these are new. Well, not new. They are newer, but I've had these and I decided to put them up. But hang on, I want to put my light on so you can see better. Well, hopefully you can see better. I do have the light on, my filming light on, but they're like a beige color, almost like a coffee sort of, maybe taupe. I wanted to go with something lighter because I did have dark gray ones that were up. And I had them up for so long and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And right now there's no budget money for buying brand new ones. So I said, you know, I have these ones and they're really beautiful. They're from Amazon. I bought them a while ago. And I said, why don't I just try them out? I think it'll go perfectly with my decor. Hi, Willa. So do you approve of the curtains? You do? You do? So anyways, and it was funny because after my husband helped me put them up because the rod is just such a huge rod, but he helped me put them up and I wasn't sure because I was so used to seeing the gray curtains all the time. So I had to text my aunt because my mom had gone to bed. It was at night, and my aunt's a little bit of a night owl like I am. And I knew she'd be up. So I sent her a picture and I texted and I said, "How do these look? Do these look okay?" Because I'm thinking with everything, my colors and everything in here. And, sometimes you just need another set of eyes to look at it. And she said, "Oh, yeah, I like them." And she says, "I like beige, that kind of color." So, yeah, so something new here, guys. And it's always okay to get another opinion, if you're not sure. You might like it, and then, you're like, well, let me ask somebody else's opinion. Okay, so we're going to be working on this table here. Now, I have already added this runner. This is a white, just a white runner, kind of has this little bit of detail on it. And this is from Amazon. And I have added over here this riser that this was a kind of a DIY. I distressed it and painted it myself. And underneath, I just have this bamboo like tray, and I keep this. I'm going to keep this here. It's good to have it. Well, it gives a little bit of texture and some color in here that kind of goes with everything I have going on in my living room. And also, it's good to pull out if you're having a beverage. And on my ottoman, you pull it out so you can have a tray to use. So I have the lamp here. This is a Hobby Lobby lamp. So I'm going to keep that here. And then I'm going to add my rooster on this side. Yes, people, I'm putting a rooster in my living room because I think he's going to just go absolutely beautiful over here. Okay, friends, so we are going to add this basket here, this woven basket. I'm going to just put it this way, I think. Do I like that? Do we like it, Willow? What do you think, Willow? Do you like it? You do? You approve? Okay, she's going to oversee my job here. All right, so we're going to put that basket, and then in that basket, I'm going to put the rooster. Okay, the rooster's in, and he's looking pretty good here. I like it. I like it. All right, let's dress it up now with some greens. Oh, before I do that, I want to add something right over here. Okay, so I'm going to add this book here. I'm going to use it kind of like a riser. Yeah, just like that. Okay, I changed my mind. I turned it the other way. Place and play, how that goes when you're decorating. You're like, no, I'm just going to change it. So now I'm going to add one of these vintage napkins. This was thrift also. So I'm just going to kind of, lay it in there. Nothing folded or special, just drape it in there like that. Like that, looks good. And then I'm going to add this large candlestick. This was a set from Amazon. I think they still sell them. I got these several years ago. But it's a set of 3 and there's different heights. But I'm using the other 2 someplace else. So I'm going to go in with this, just like that. Okay. Okay, now I added this rose, white rose topiary ball. It has a little flap here, like a ribbon. So, I mean, you can hang it if you want. But I was thinking I could tape it down if need be to keep it on there. But yeah, so we're going to add that right to the top there. And I moved the rooster over just a little bit that way. Okay. And now I'm going in with one of these battery operated candlesticks. I'm just going to put it right here. Move that over a little bit. And then I'm going to use just one of these little chandelier bulb covers that I have. I don't use them on the chandelier, so I'm just going to pop it on there like this. Okay, there we go. Okay, Now we're going to add in our greens and our florals and some ribbon. Just going to put this one right in here. There we go. Now over here, I'm just going to add a piece of this wispy garland. You can buy this garland on Amazon, and it comes, it's obviously a bigger length, but I sometimes cut them up to use in other, spaces and in my vignettes to add some, some greens. So then we're going to go in, I'm going to go in with this battery operated candle. I'm just going to put it right in there like that. Okay, friends, I just made another bow, and this time I'm just using the striped ribbon, this beige colored stripe, beige and white, and I'm just going to put this in here like this. Okay, friends, we're working on the other side by the lamp now. On the riser, I've added that little carved bird and some greens and a hydrangea bloom. And I saw Michelle at Uniquely Vintage You. She had these little terracotta clay pots, and she inspired me with that. So I'm going to be adding them in since I do have a garden theme going on here in my living room for spring and summer. And I know that she's doing the same in her space. So, and I know some of you like that theme for the summer. So I'm just going to add some moss into them and some florals, and we'll see how they come out. So I'm just going to add in some moss here. This is Spanish moss, and I'm just putting that in there. And I have these little pink floral stems that I clipped off the larger stems, and I'm just going to add those in there because I want a little bit of height in this little pot right here, because as you can see, everything's kind of the same level there. So I want to, make it a little higher there. I tilted the one in the front and added one bloom, and then in the back I just added some more moss and a couple of smaller blooms. And I really love how this came out. I think it looks so pretty and very much garden-like. So friends, as you can see on this table, the vignette I've made, although they seem like two separate vignettes, it is, well, they are. They're kind of two small mini ones, and then all together it just looks so pretty. It just gives so much visual for your eyes, so many different things to look at, and I really love how this came out. It's just so pretty. Okay, friends, so this is just an overall view of what we created together. Okay, friends, so that's all I have for you for today. I hope that you enjoyed styling these two thrifted pieces with me. And I just wanted to give you a little reminder that you don't have to have a ton of money to decorate your home beautifully. It is your space, you do what you like. And just remember that spending more doesn't always mean that it's better. You can definitely shop your own home. Look through the things you've put away, maybe in your attic or down in your basement. If you have a storage area, look through your things, and you can always repurpose things. Also, you can always paint them, change them up. There's so many ideas out there on YouTube of DIYs of how you can change things up for minimal costs. So I hope this was encouraging for you and inspiring for you. And I really appreciate you guys being here with me and supporting me. It really warms my heart. And also, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe, because it really helps my video. It really helps me to get my channel out there to others. And I'm working on getting to 1,000 subscribers, and hopefully I'll be getting there soon. But I thank you so much, guys. And also, wanted to remind you guys, my comment section is open for prayer requests. If you have a prayer request and you want me to pray for you, I will definitely do that. Just leave it down in the comment section. If you are uncomfortable about sharing what exactly the concern is that you want prayer for, you don't have to. Just say you would like prayer, because God knows already what your needs are before you even ask. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you again for being here. And I will see you back here next week, guys. Take care. Bye bye.